Sidewalk Labs is this amazing opportunity to bring a bunch of technologists together with a bunch of urbanists to take advantage of the amazing things that technology has to offer with a deep understanding about what really makes cities tick.
Instead of saying a problem is just about technology or it's just about policy, in most cases the answer is it's both. We find the very best people in the world who can go and think about solving those types of problems.
Tonight's event focuses on the question, what can technology do to help cities improve housing affordability?
Hi, my name is Jerry Paffendorf. I'm co-founder and CEO of Loveland Technologies. We're a property mapping and data company based in Detroit, Michigan. We create and maintain a nationwide map of property information, including the legal shapes of properties, ownership information, zoning, land use, taxes, sale prices, and whatever we can get from local county assessors. This means through our website, makeloveland.com, you can get down to the parcel that you're standing on right now, and you can also zoom out to any other city in the country. We started in Detroit, so I'll bring you there. Back out through New York City, New York State, the US, down to Michigan, down to Wayne County, and down to Detroit. We started this work in Detroit because the city has many property problems. In 1960, Detroit had 2 million people. Today it has 700,000. There have been more than 150,000 tax foreclosures in the city. There are a lot of vacant properties, there's a lot of fragmented ownership, and there's a need to plan for the future. And without good parcel level property information, you can't do that. We started by asking the city assessor for a parcel shape file back in 2010. We put it online so people could look up property ownership and land use, and it became very, very popular. People looked at who owned the problem property down the street. People looked to see which properties were at foreclosure risk around them, and it became a de facto public service that everyone in Detroit used, from government departments to block clubs to property developers. Off the strength of that popularity, during the city's bankruptcy, we were asked to help the city get on top of its blight and vacancy problem. We were asked, what would you do if you could do one thing to help identify blight in the city and plan for its removal? We said, well, nobody actually knows how much blight there is in the city of Detroit. To figure that out, we're going to need to go property to property to take pictures and identify the conditions of parcels and how land is being used. So in the winter of 2013, 2014, we developed a mobile application and sent 200 Detroiters out into the field to literally visit almost 400,000 properties in the city of Detroit. They photographed everything, they described what they saw, and the end result ended up on a public website called motorcitymapping.org. We keep a dashboard of property conditions across the city, occupancy. The local land bank uses the tool to survey between 500 and 1,000 properties every day to keep updated information about property conditions and land use. And it makes it very easy for anyone to click on a neighborhood in the city and then press a button to see different kinds of property conditions. So this is in this particular neighborhood, everything red is a property that was most recently identified as being vacant. And you can see the photograph captured by the surveyor in the field right here, and you can move back through time to see property conditions change. These property surveying tools have been used to survey a number of things in the city of Detroit. We visited all public schools in the city. We visited all public parks in the city. We've tracked and visited all fires in the city of Detroit. We've even done things to go out and visit all medical marijuana dispensaries to take a look at how that business has been changing in the city as the city tries to figure out how to regulate the business. Because this work proved so valuable to so many people in the city, we decided we wanted to expand it nationwide. And over the last 2 years, our team has Googled, phone called, snail mailed, emailed, scraped, downloaded public record parcel information from all around the country. There are 3,200 counties in the country. We have property information for most of them. Everything green on this map is a county that we have data for. And you can explore the map to see what data sources we have and where the information comes from. Because we have this underlying data, we're able to take the tools that we built for property surveying and map making and make them available to groups and cities around the entire country. We have a piece of software called Site Control that builds on the national map of public information and allows you to do things like import your own data into the map So you can take the underlying data that we have and then bring in information that you have or that you find on open data portals or other data that you acquire from other sources, and you can make your own property surveys. I can create questions that I want people to answer when they're out in the field, and that will show up on their mobile phones. So when they go from property to property, they can take pictures of houses, they can take pictures of buildings, they can take pictures of fields, and they can describe current land use and conditions. We've taken the underlying public data on our site and made it available as a platform for people to build on. A couple of apps that have been built on top of the data that we have. This is a website that helps people in Detroit pay their property taxes more easily. It makes it really easy to type in an address and jump right down to see what the property tax payment situation is. And if you're the owner, you can click through to pay your taxes online, and you can also see what properties around you are in tax trouble. So if I back out in Detroit, I can see a lot of properties colored in, which are properties that are behind on their taxes. So I can actually go out and offer help to my neighbor, or as a community, we can see if people are struggling to pay their taxes. A recent project built on top of this data was working with the White House's Opportunity Project program, where HUD had a challenge to use census data to try and make it easy to see where there were affordable housing options for people. So very simply, we took our underlying map, we imported a few different data sets. The markers on here are affordable housing opportunities around us right now, and each of these opportunities gets matched to a few other nationwide data sets. Walk score, a transit score, and a school score. And ultimately, we see people building lots and lots of apps involving property information, innovative ways to match people to housing on top of our nationwide data set by building specific apps using our underlying data to solve specific problems. What we see this adding up to ultimately is moving outside of just mapping property information in the United States ourselves to opening it up where anybody can contribute property information that they have, sort of like a Wikipedia of property information, and then expanding outside of the country to build a complete map of how humans have subdivided, owned, taxed, developed, used, and live in the world. Thank you.